Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand set associative cache mapping technique. In our previous videos, so this is the third cache mapping technique. In our previous videos, we have covered first two cache mapping techniques, which are direct mapping technique and associative cache mapping technique, fully associative cache mapping technique. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here, because those concepts are very helpful to you, because the set associative mapping is going to use both the direct mapping and the associative mapping, and every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, what is meant by a set associative mapping? Set associative mapping technique states that in a set associative mapping technique, the block of the main memory will be mapped to the set of lines of the cache memory. So each and every block of the main memory will get mapped to a set of lines, some group of lines on the cache memory. So what are those? That we will try to understand. Before that, we will try to understand the configuration of our CPU. This is not the same example that we have taken in the direct mapping and the associative mapping. This is bit different. This is bit bigger computer. So let's try to understand this. The computer. So what are the components by which it is made up of? So this is our main memory. Our main memory is 256 words. So this is a 256 word main memory. So the main memory size is 256 words. So we are having 256 words, and the block size is, so we are going to group the words of the main memory. We are going to group 8 words into one group, so which is what we call it as a block. This is the physical view of the main memory, and this is the logical view of the main memory. So these are block numbers, and each block is going to have 8 words. Each block is going to have 8 words. Okay, so with that we are going to get 256 by 8, which is equal to 32 blocks. 32 blocks we are going to have, and this is our cache memory. This is our cache memory. Our cache memory is having 64 words, and we are going to group 8 words into one group, which is what we call it as line. Each line is going to have 8 words. So the total number of lines are 64 by 8, 64 by 8, which is equal to 8 lines. So our cache memory is going to have 8 lines. So this is our cache memory. So now what is this set associative mapping? In the set associative mapping, the lines of the cache memory, so some of the lines of the cache memory are grouped. In our example, what we will do is we will group 2 lines of the cache memory into one set. So let's assume that these 2 lines are made into one set. So 2 lines of the cache memory are made into one set. So this is what we call it as set 0. This is what we call it as set 0. Similarly, these 2 lines are made into another group. So this is what we call it as, this is our set 1. And similarly, these 2 lines are made into another group, another set. These 2 lines are grouped into another set, and this is what we call it as set 2. And similarly, this is our set 3. So this is what we call it as set associative mapping. So it is using both the concepts of direct mapping and associative mapping. How can we say that? Is every word, every block of the main memory is mapped to a set. There every block is mapped to a particular line of the cache memory in direct mapping, whereas in set associative mapping, every block of the main memory is mapped to a particular set. For example, if we consider this 0th block is mapping to set 0, so that is what every block is mapped to set 0. Whenever we want to transfer this 0th block onto the cache memory, it has to be mapped only onto the set 0. In the set 0, how many lines are there? 2 lines are there. So within these 2 lines, we can transfer to any of those lines. So that is the concept of associative mapping. That is the concept of associative mapping. What happens in the associative mapping? In the associative mapping, we can map to any line of the cache memory that we have compressed to a set. So if every word can be mapped to a set, and within this set we can map to any of the line. So this set consists of these two lines. To these within these two lines we can map to any of the line. So that is what we call it as set associative mapping. Okay, so now whenever we want to transfer the 0th block, so assume that this 0th block is mapped to set 0 and we can transfer it to any of the lines. Now how the address that is generated by the CPU will be converted, so will be used so that we can say whether the given content is present in the cache memory or not. For example, the CPU is generating an address like this 0000010. So this is binary equivalent of this is the decimal equivalent of this is 2. So why it has generated 8-bit address? Why it has generated 8-bit address is the physical memory, the main memory is of size 256 bytes. In order to represent 256 words uniquely, we need 8 bits. 256 means is 2 power 8. So 8 bits are required to uniquely represent every word of the main memory. Based upon that reason, the CPU will always generate 8-bit addresses. Now we have to use this 8-bit address and we have to find whether the given word is present in the cache memory or not. So how we are going to do that? The address that has been generated is, this is the address 10, and the line offset. So now we are going to convert this, we are going to divide into parts. So these three bits are used as line offset. So what is this line offset? We have discussed this concept so many times. Anyway, we are going to discuss this here also to get the better understanding. So what the line offset states is, within the line where that particular word is present. So each line consists of how many words? Each line consists of, for example, if this 0th block is present on the 0th line of the cache memory, so it is going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 words are present in this line. So in order to map where this the given word is present, that is what we call it as line offset. So using these 3 bits we are going to find, so what it states, 3 bits. In order to represent 8 words in a line, we use 3 bits. So these 3 bits are going to say that this is the word that we have to extract for the CPU. This is the word that we have to extract for the CPU. Okay, so the next thing is, we are going to divide these 2 bits. Why we are going to divide these 2 bits is, this is line offset, and these 2 bits represent the set number. How many sets are there? Which means the given word, where the given word is present, the requested word by the CPU, in which set that particular word is present. So that is represented by these 2 bits. So this representing set number, these 2 bits are representing set number. 00 means, so this word has to be present only on this set. It may present in this line or in this line, but it has to be within this set. That is very important to understand. Okay, that is what we call it as a set associative mapping. Okay, so now these 2 words are representing, these 2 bits are representing set number, and these 3 bits are representing what? These 3 bits represent, these 3 bits represent the tag number, in which line of the cache memory whether the given word, whether the given block or the given word is present in this line or not, it is known by using these 3 bits. These 3 bits are what we call it as tag bits. The concepts of tag has already been discussed in our previous video. Hope that you have watched those videos. So these 3 bits are represented in the cache memory. So in the tag bits of the cache memory. Okay, so this is how the set associative will be. Now what is the advantage that we are going to get by using this set associative mapping? The advantage that we are going to get by using set associative mapping is we are going to reduce the number of comparators. In associative mapping, how many number of comparators are required? How many number of comparators are required is, as we don't know where the block of the memory will get transferred onto the cache memory, we have to use the comparators that are used are equal to the number of lines. So that concept has already been discussed in associative mapping. Associative mapping uses the number of comparators that are required in the hardware of the associative mapping is it is equal to the number of lines, because we don't know where the block of the main memory is getting transferred. So for that reason we have to check for all the lines. But in the set associative mapping, the block, it is sure that a particular block will be moved only to a particular set. Within that set, based upon the number of lines, we can decide whether the word that has been requested is present or not. So for that to happen, how many lines are there within that set? We are having 2 lines. So the number of comparators that are required by us are 2 comparators. So these 3 tag bits are transferred to the comparator, and we are going to check these 3 bits. Comparison is done between these 3 bits. For example, here we are having 0 0 0. So some are there here, so some, okay, so these 3 bits are compared in the comparator. These 3 bits are compared. Okay, so if it turns to be true, it is a hit. And the other comparator is connected to the next tag. How many tags are there? How many lines are there in a comparator? How many lines are there in a set? 2 lines are there. So in order to compare, so every 2 lines of the set will get connected to these 2 comparators. By using only these 2 comparators, we can say that the given block is present, the given word is present in the cache memory or not. If it is going to generate, so, and these 2 comparator values are connected to an OR gate. If any one of them is going to generate an output of 1, so this is going to produce an output of 1, which means it is a hit. If both of them are going to generate zeros, it is going to produce an output of 0, which states that it is not present in the cache memory. So 2 comparators are required for set associative mapping, whereas in the associative mapping we need the number of comparators that are required are equal to the number of lines of the number of lines that are present in the cache memory. Okay, so now the other name for this is, it is also called as two-way set associative cache mapping. It is also called as two-way set associative cache mapping. Why it is called as two-way set associative? It is called as two-way set associative because each set is going to have 2 lines. Each set is going to have, as we have 2 lines in each and every set, it is what we call it as two-way set associative. For example, if we have 4 lines in a set, that is what we call it as a 4-way set associative. Okay, similarly, if we have k lines are grouped into one set, so that is what we call it as k-way set associative. So this point is very important to understand. Based upon the number of lines that are grouped within the set, we can say that those are the number of, so we can call it as k-way set. If k lines are present in a set, we call it as k-way set associative. If we are having 2 lines in the set, it is also called as a two-way set associative. So this point is very important to understand. So this is all about set associative mapping. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding these concepts, please post your doubts in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.